Hey guys, Jim at Pokemon here. I'm ready to do another video. I'm pretty excited about this because you can see it's a pretty big box. It's got a little push in right there. It's got like hole right here, hole right here. I don't know what happened to this package. This package just got destroyed. This is a purchase from a longtime friend, fellow collector. So I'm gonna save you from me actually opening it, and I will open it and then we'll go from there. So this is actually pretty awesome. I open it up and there's 4 PSA boxes. Like, I mean, what else would I expect from someone who's been collecting a long time? And, here it is. So it looks like I didn't mean to open that one up first, just kind of happened. Looks like he included a packing list. And this is what he typed out. So this might give away who he is to some of you guys. But basically, these are all no symbol PSA 10s. In this column, PSA 9s here, 8s here. And then I think the parenthesis means it's not graded, and then the non-parenthesis means that it is graded. So this should be there should be a lot of great grades in here, a lot of mint cards. So let's go and check this out. Oh yeah, look at this Vaporeon, the hardest card to grade the whole set. I mean, by far. I'm at the point now with the no symbol PSA 9s. I think a lot of you guys know I collect them. I have an inventory of them. It's a set I really like, so I try to buy them. I'm at the point now that every extra Vaporeon I get is another complete set. That's how few of them I have, and so every one I buy is literally a complete set all over again. And look at that! Doesn't that look sexy? Doesn't that just look like awesome? I try not to curse here when I look at this beautiful madness. Oh my gosh, I gotta be careful here. I don't want to mess this up. Alright, so there's still some more in there. Alright, come on, baby. Oh my gosh, I still can't even take all these out. I don't want to bend the cards. Okay. Yeah, that's all. So I just want to be careful. And there are a ton of cards there. Oh my gosh, so let's just go through these. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and so if you guys know this collector, he always does dots on the top, and that means every defect he finds. So he found 2 different defects with this card, which would tell him it's probably a PSA 8, maybe a PSA 9, depending on what the defects were. But if you turn this card over, yeah, this is a pretty good looking card. You can see a little edge wear over here on the left, a little corner neck in the bottom. So in my opinion, this is probably PSA 9. So I think that's pretty fair. And we'll just kind of quickly go through these. This one looks like it has some hollow full scratches, so you can see 3 defects up there. I probably thought that was an 8. And I think the way the deal was set up was that some of them were 7s. What? Oh, due to back. Okay. Oh, yeah. See that corner up there? It's really messed up. Yeah, so he said some of them were 7s, some were 8, some were 9s. But this is just a massive buyout. I love doing these things when they come up. This deal took about 6 to 8 months to do. Part of it was just trying to negotiate on price. Part of it was I had other deals come up that I was getting these at better prices than our deal. And so, if it makes sense to push it back a little bit if I'm getting good prices. But I've been pretty consistent with what I offer. I offer the same to everybody. It's just whoever wants to sell them. And for whatever reason, these have always had pretty weak demand. Ooh, that looks kind of yellow. See, that card looks kind of yellow compared to that one. That's interesting. And look, this one's really bright. See the different colors on these two? Oh my gosh, like yellow versus bright. That's really weird. I promise it's not my camera. So yeah, I've always just thought these were really cool. As a kid, I had an experience with them where, Christmas, my grandma bought me some, and I remember opening them up and being like, hey, there's no symbol, what's going on? Is it base set, but it's 64, it's not 102. And so I remember having that experience, just going through it. So I just have a nice childhood memory with all this. And look at all those Vaporeons, guys. If these are all 9s, these are literally all new sets. These are all sets. That's not a 9. I mean, that's not a 10 because the centering sits off left to right. But holy cow, that is a lot of Vaporeons. And we actually discussed the number of Vaporeons in the deal, and I told him that's going to affect my offer price. And so my offer went up because of the Vaporeons, which helped us close the deal out. But yeah, this is just an obscene amount. I'm sure that you guys seeing videos like this probably just brings you back to the collecting side of things. Just make you think oh man, there's still stuff cool like this going on out there. Trust me, there is. I just try to bring it to light when I can. To me, this is these purchases don't happen that often. So when they do happen, I just try to enjoy it, appreciate it, make sure everything's here. You know what that is. So that's it's always good to add to the collection when you are going after things you want. Okay, so these all should be graded, and I think I got some 10s in here too. So I got some PSA 9s, and so the other ones, they doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be 8s or lower because they're not graded. I think he just had a massive inventory of them. Oh my gosh, 2 more sets. Like, I'm telling you, like the number of Vaporeons I have compared to everything else, it's like a substantially lower amount. Oh yeah, 2 Jolteons. Ooh, I'm paying like $70 each for these right now. I love Jolteon. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, very, very nice. All right, so I know this is going to sound crazy, but I need to make a little bit of space in my camera. So I'm going to pause it, then I'll open up those 2 in just a second. And we're back. That didn't actually take too long. Yeah, so I got all these cards, and I guess since I have more time, I can go through and show you some of them. Just pull out like just this like random wiggly tough here. Okay, this says 3 dots. We know it's got 3 things wrong with it. So I'm thinking centering, a little nick up here, over here. Yeah, it's probably an 8. And honestly, I think it's 8 just due to centering alone, if you look at it like that. So yeah, a ton of 9s, which are pretty good. Let's just go through this too. And my focus for a long time has been 9s because they've just been easier to access. I don't necessarily want to say more affordable because I think the 10s are pretty. Sorry, man, this is like, look at that. That is like stuffed in there. That is like hard to get out. Because I think the 10s are pretty affordable as well when it comes to like this price point. But what I'm saying is it's just easier to pick up a $35 card than it is to pick up like a $200 card. I think a $200 card, you got to think about it more, make sure, you know, you have things like cost of capital that you just got to make sure, you know, you send it to the right place. So I just pick up 9s for a long time, and Gary actually included 10s. I just gave away his name. You now know who it is. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I got 10s included in this too. You got some 8s in here, which is I'm pretty excited about because 10s are harder to come by. But I think the deal was so big that including them made sense to the point that it helped build my PSA 10 position of them. And these are cards I just generally love. Like I generally like the no symbol cards. I think it's just a massive produced set that had a pretty much a full print run within Jungle, Wizards of the Coast, and you know it missed the error, and a ton of people recognize that. And you know, just the experience as a kid, it's just one of those things that I can always just sort of relate to. And I don't really want to sell them. I mean, it's weird to build a position in something without like the intention of selling, but it's just like, to me, it's just a fun part of collecting. Like I just enjoy it. Like I'm pretty sure there are probably you know Michael Jordan collectors out there that have a ton of Jordans that they don't really want to sell, but it's like hard to explain. Maybe one of you guys can explain it better than me. So it looks like we got the 10s, which are pretty sick. You know, we got the PSA 10s here. We got the pincer, the electrode. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby! Look at this. Oh man. So this actually completed a 3rd set of PSA 10s for me. I've had the 2 sets on PSA for a long time, maybe about a year or 2, and I guess that's a long time. And this one I completed a 3rd set, which I was close on for a while, but again, getting the Vaporeons is just brutal. So yeah, then you go to Snorlax, on through. Yeah, this is pretty sick. It is sick. I think this is another one I needed. It's actually hard to get. At the time I'm doing this, this is one of the lowest pop. And so the population's pretty low on this. I think this is actually beating out the number 12 I was talking about earlier. But it's good to cross this off. And when you go to look at this, look at the pattern right here. You can actually see that it doesn't really pop as much. So let's pull like this one out. That's not a good example. Let me find a good example for you. Hold on. Yeah, this is a good example. So you can see the difference between the 2. Like this one on the right here, it just that's disgusting. But you can see that it just pops more. Like vibrant colors, it's dark. You can definitely tell it hasn't been exposed to sunlight. Whereas this one, it just didn't quite have that same just jazz that goes with the rest of them. Yeah, so let's keep on going through here. Dude, so many of those. I didn't realize that. Sometimes when I do things like this, I try to just do like a blanket price across the board, which sometimes helps hide the valuation of the higher end things so that you can just pull the overall value down a little bit when you're negotiating on a deal. Oh, look at this. I didn't even notice this. Look at that. Oh, maybe that's how he priced them. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even notice that. So what did he... Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I see you. I see you, little sneaky guy. Look at that. That's interesting. See, I'm learning something new every day. So that's a little trick if you ever buy a card from this guy that I sort of snuck in here in the middle. You will know how he prices it on the bottom. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't want to waste y'all's time too much, but I think a lot of you guys probably appreciated this little bit. I know I buzzed through it a little faster earlier, just I was worried about space, and man, that is just like yellow. That's so weird. So I'll probably just go through these real quick again. Not trying to waste your time, but this is kind of cool. And then, if you want to click off, you can always click off, but I think some people wish that I did more like the 40-minute content that I used to do back in the day. You see a little dot down there. You see a little edgeware over here on the right. But still, 3 dots? I don't know. I mean, it's like my favorite guy. So, this is just, like, this is insanity. This is insanity. Like, think about that. Like, these are all basically ready to go. Like, I mean, look at that. I mean, why is this not in a case? I don't know. I have no idea. And like, see, this one's like yellow. Look at that on the right. It's yellow. Oh my gosh. Like, I've seen jungle like this before in the past, but to see it consistently like that, it's a little weird. And look, dude, this looks like white. So look, you have like white on the left and you have like yellow on the right. I don't know, man. Maybe one of the card experts out there can say more about it. I'm actually not the best with colors. I think I've mentioned that a few times. That's not colors as in the guy from the collecting world, but actually like colors like yellow and blue. So I could tell a difference, but it'd probably take see, like that looks yellow to me. It'll probably take someone that's much better than I am to actually tell the difference. I admit my faults when I know them. All right, like Scythers. I want to get back to. Oh, okay, here we go. I think there's supposed to be 12 in total. 12 of these in total. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dude, did you miscount? 13, 14, 15, 16. What? Okay, maybe it was 12 with 2 dots, and then the rest were like 3 dots. But that, I mean, has this ever like happened before? Dude, this should be like the background. Oh my gosh, this is insane. All right, I feel like I'm just like dragging this out too much. But anyway, I always love sharing content. It's just, I try to do it when I can. So I really appreciate you guys being patient. Really appreciate you guys watching. And these will definitely be graded. So I'll let you guys know how they do. Till next time, take care. Yo, so this is like after the fact. I realized I didn't talk that much about price, and I figured you guys probably want to know about price. I just kind of showed it off a little bit. These are not the prices I paid. For 10s, I try to pay between like 150 to 175 range for most 10s. Like this 10, some of these I have way more than 3 of. So I just got to be careful that I'm not overpaying on those. If you have like a Jolteon, I pay like 250. If you have a Vaporeon, I pay like up to 300. Wigglytuff, I would pay above 200, but could go higher depending on how many I need. With these cards, the way that I valued them is I did kind of like an associated cost sort of pricing model with these. Is Gary, obviously, that's who I'm talking about here. Price said a lot of these could be 8s and 9s. He didn't think a lot of them were 10s, but he said some of them could be 10s. So what I did is I did like a distribution where I said, what if 5% are 10s, or what if 10% are 10s, and what would I price those 10s at? And then what if they're 9s? What if they're not 9s? What if they're 7s? And I tried to do like a range of them based on like the number of them and based upon the quantity. So obviously if you had 4 ounce weight, a little bit more. And the price that I got was slightly higher than the average price I pay for 9s. So my go-to price for PSA 9s is $35. I would pay $35 all day, every day, as pretty much as you know as the market will sell, or as long as I can afford them. And really the market cap on 9s is like $77,000, and so I know that it will not exceed $77,000 at this point in time. And so what I valued these at was slightly higher than that. I think it was between like $38 and $41, assuming that a few get a 10. I don't expect all of them to get a 10, but I expect a few, and that will significantly shift the value up higher. And that was sort of helped me say yes to the deal, because we were probably about $1,000 off for a while, and the deal range was, I would say, 4 figures, but it was on the much higher side of 4 figures. These were just kind of bonuses. I mean, I price these at like 10, $15 each. Just a 7, no symbol. You got the cost of grading, all that, and then most people don't want a 7, so I probably put about $15 on Jolteon. Starlight's probably about 15, and then Wigglytuff maybe about 12. With the 8s, generally I price those between like 20 to 22. Just, I mean, if I'm paying $35 for a 9, I gotta go less. But then you have like the raw card value, then you have the grading cost, and then what will people actually pay for an 8? So I think 2022 is really healthy and maybe a little high. But to get all the cards, generally what negotiating tactic Gary has, he says you got to buy everything, which is great for him because he gets to liquidate his inventory, doesn't have to deal with bullshit. Sorry about that. Going for the 8s and 9s, trying to sell those slowly, so he just says take them all. So it's okay, but I just lower the price value on those. So all in all, if you look at everything, again, 4-figure deal towards the higher end of that, 4-figure range. But I think we're both happy. It took us a long time. I feel like I gave up a little bit more than I wanted to. He felt like he gave up a little bit more than he wanted to, and then we didn't have to do any payment plans or anything. It was all at once, which I think we were both happy with. Just get it out of the way. And here we are. Got a beautiful stack of 10s, some 8s, lovely stack of 9s, and a lot of potential. A lot of potential. You just got to love that potential, because you don't know how many could be 10s, and that's a big card in 10. So yeah, hopefully this was much better ending than what I had before. Thank you guys so much. Till next time.